Tonight, we're going to talk about the proposed 2026-2027 budget with Summer and Ben, and you can come up and kick this thing off, Summer.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. So what we'll do, just the important dates, if you'll remember, on August 11th, I sent you guys a proposed budget. And then, so we're here today to go over anything you'd like to go over. And then next meeting, which will be September 8th, we will hopefully be in a place where we can vote on the tax rate, vote on the budget, adopt the budget, ratify the tax rate, and then also adopt the tax rate. So we're just kind of in that month session where you guys can make some moves or make some decisions. Just a summary from the last presentation, in the proposed budget that you guys have before you, we've got 16% of expenses for general fund with the fund balance. Sales tax revenues we left flat, same as current budget year. Net taxable property value growth was a little less than 1%. The new value decreased by 22%. And then a rate increase for water and sewer averaged out between the two of those of 7.8%. And then we're still working through the health insurance rate increase, but we're in that range of between 5 and 6 right now. So we'll get that finalized by the end of this week. So we will definitely have that for you guys when we come back on September 8th. So Uriah has been working with Lance, our broker, on that, and we've got some negotiations going back and forth. And then this is just a summary of the fund balance. So this is just kind of what it looks like for every single fund that we have. Obviously, with the tax rate, general fund is the only one that you'll be that'll affect that. So we do have prepared for you the live worksheet that was sent to you guys by our finance director Ben Petty, and you guys have had that, so we can pull that up and we can go through that if you guys would like to. We could also pull up the previous presentation if you'd like to, anything like that. So basically, this time right now is just for you guys to either ask questions, make changes, make suggestions, things that we could go back and run the numbers on if we needed to, anything like that. So really, this is your time, and whatever you guys as council would like to go through.
Does council have any, what would you like to do? You want to start with the spreadsheet that she sent us? Is that something you'd like to be interested in? Go back through the presentation?
I have the
How would you
spreadsheet.
like to proceed?
Spreadsheet?
Spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'll let you drive if you want to. Okay. There it is.
so I'll start with the spreadsheet if you want me to. I mean, unless another council member would like to start with it. I commend you for the work you've done on this and the things you've included. I have a few questions about some of the optional items in the red that you did not include in the budget.
Okay.
One of the first ones is regarding the police officers. And I don't remember during the budget if those were going to be hired immediately, or sometimes we hire staff members during half the term, and it didn't seem like this was. Are these full-time? Are these budgeted for the entire year? I guess is what I'm asking.
No, they are not. They would be hired Q3.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's why the
In
numbers
third quarter.
in the third quarter, yes. 'Cause the way Chief has the testing set up, they most likely wouldn't get hired till then anyway, and then plus that helped us out from a budget standpoint as well.
Okay.
So
Okay, and then the general comment I have is there are a number of smaller items on here, and I know they're important, but my feeling would be to put a package. I don't have any particular favorite, but to put a package of those together and include them in this year's budget just to get them done. And then the other thing I'd say is if you can identify anything where we can purchase it now when we know it's going to cost more later, I think we should consider some of those items. I don't know if there are any in there or not, but I think it's better of things that we know we're gonna need eventually, even though they're not in this budget. We know they're gonna, price is gonna inflate, gonna cost more in the future. I think we should consider those. I'm not sure what those might be, but that's my suggestions on the budget.
So you'd like us to put a package together for you guys to view as,
Well,
Like
I
a
think
bond
there's some
package?
Smaller items on there, I don't have my glasses on, but like,
of just the CIP, Mayor? Is that what you're talking through?
yeah, well, like the streets, well, not the skid steer, maybe the skid steer, graphic, whatever. Just some of the smaller items, I think, that might be included in there, like, I don't know about a library technician, that's not a smaller item. What about the fire station remodels? Those fire stations for 2, 3, and 4 might need to be upgraded, they're smaller. You know, maybe eventually those are gonna have to be done. That, I guess that may be a good example of what we might consider. I'm not suggesting we do it, that's just what I'm saying, at least think about it.
Well, I mean, whatever direction you guys would like us to go, I mean, you just need to just give us that direction and we can put anything you need together.
Well, I guess somebody
So-
can comment on that.
Can I just ask a question real quick? So based on what you currently have, everything in red is not in current
That's correct.
budget. And anything in the red that would be added would either increase the tax rate or we'd have to remove something. Is that my understanding?
Yes, you could also make changes to your targeted fund balance. So there's a 1%, you could go down to 15% and you'd still be within policy. So you could adjust that. So if you look, the items in green over there to the left, which is the tax rate and the fund balance, those are the ones that you could adjust to include or take out. Or any of these items that you see in the yellow where the black is, you could take some of those out and put others in and swap them back and forth.
And Summer, you told me in number of dollars how much 1% on the fund balance was. Dollars, was it $300,000 or $400,000?
1 cent on the tax rate?
No,
Three.
1 cent, no, 1 cent on the
Oh.
fund balance. No, I'm not.
Oh,
talking about
yeah,
the
yeah,
tax
yeah.
rate.
Let me change it real quick and then I can tell you.
calculated that for me at one time.
So we changed the targeted fund balance to 15, and you'll see the 439,774 now is what we're over on our target.
So it's over $400,000.
Correct.
Right, 1%.
Yes. And keep in mind, though, that number will adjust because as you add expenses, that's a percentage of your expenses. So you add expenses, then it's not exactly
balance goes up.
439,000,
Right.
if that makes sense.
How much is, if we went right to the no new revenue rate, that like fraction of a penny there, how much revenue would that represent?
July,
Get about
how much was
another-
it? Yeah, you did
Get about
that.
another $33,000.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you did that. You went right up to it.
Can you just walk through your thought process? You didn't drive the target fund balance down to 15%. You let 1% higher. So can you just walk through, I guess, your thought process on, as you put this budget together, why you chose to go 16% and off all the stuff that you have currently?
So typically, we stay at 20%. So in the last couple of years, you guys of council has taken that down. You know, our policy says we need to get in range of 15 to 25%. If you're if you're below 15, you have to plan to get back within that range. If you're over 25, you have to plan to get back in with that range. And so, you know, typically we shoot for right in the middle at 20%. We've gone down a couple of times so that we could put some more items in there. So I really don't like being right at that 15%, because then you're getting, then your cash, I guess, is getting lower, and then when you go out to sell bonds and things like that, those rating agencies really look at that, and that affects our interest rates that we get. So
Right.
in
So
order
we-
to keep that within I guess, an acceptable range.
Yeah.
I have to explain to those rating agencies of why we went down and what was the purpose.
I
To buy
think
this,
we've
to do this, to
drawn-
add people.
I'm sorry. I think we've drawn down on that every budget that I've sat in on.
Yeah.
That I've been on too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying we can't because we're still within policy, but you know, then you're basically knocking down your cash reserves.
But
So,
in the
and
event that it was higher, we could possibly use those funds to go out and acquire some of these things that were needed, but it would be in a
Correct.
future budget. And in my mind, I know you don't have a crystal ball, but in my mind, you're also thinking ahead of potential issues
Yes.
for next year's budget.
yeah, or
following
future
year.
years.
Yeah.
I mean, if we go, you know, if we go to another street bond, I mean, that's an issue, you know, we're gonna have to address in the future as well. We have the downtown plan that we're trying to get that finished up, if that's a bond that we have to put out there. So just thinking about those things, I would rather have our cash a little bit higher, because they just look at that a little bit more favorable, I guess you could say, as far as interest rates go.
So I understand the thought process. So, in your opinion, as you went through these, are there any of these items that are listed in red that you think are needed? Or that are of higher importance? I guess
Well, you're putting me on the spot, aren't you?
I know.
With
That's a good
everybody
question.
saying that.
I know you did your homework, but yeah. This is what-
Let's see. Let me see. Are they needed? Yes, they're needed. Are they needed right now?
High priority.
High priority. So we did as a staff rank these. The reason I put in the annex roof replacement is because that's one that we put off last year. That's something, it's gonna have to eventually be addressed. We put it off last year because of it, and so that's why I put that one back in there. So I left that one in there. The others, as far as, you know, the fire station updates, the Fire Station 3 remodel, was because if we were to add those additional positions for the fire department, then we'd need to update that one. So I would say that one kind of gets knocked down if we don't add those people. If we add those people, then we need that to include that one in there. The other fire station updates, those will need to be updated at some point. I mean, you can't put those off forever. Body armor replacement, you can't put that off. I think that was, that's not for PD, that's for fire. Those are something, they do have a service life, and they're at the end of their service life. The cybersecurity radio system, we figured out that we could use some interest savings from our radio program that we have right now, so that one's a small one that we could, it was requested, so I left it over there. So, like the Civic Center rock work, you know, that's not necessarily a priority. That's just to make it look nicer around the digital sign that we have out there, so that's just something that wouldn't be as a high priority. As far as the library bookmobile's been on there several times. Library flooring is something that we're gonna probably need in the future. Is it in terrible shape? I mean, it's not.
Bad.
I mean, you know, so that's something that we'll have to address, and we're looking for some alternatives with that, because in last budget year, we had the opportunity to buy some additional flooring. I don't know if you've been in our finance area, and in the conference room. That flooring, we have some additional of that, so we thought about using some of that for the library, because we purchased it at a really substantial lower price, not this budget year, but the previous budget year, so we're looking into that as well.
What
to be
about
able
all
to
that
use
flooring that was left or switched out from rec center?
It's not enough. We've already looked at that, so it would only cover a portion of the children's area. So we've already looked to repurpose possibly that carpet to our pro shop for the golf course. So we looked at that first, Philip. It just wasn't enough to cover, because the library has a pretty substantial floor area. It just wasn't enough. So, I mean, and as far as your PCI and your ADT study, those things, we are going to need to update those in the future if we do move forward with a road bond. So those are something that could possibly be put off. So those in my opinion, would be a lower priority from that standpoint. Old Mill Road design's been on there for a long time.
I was just thinking.
Yeah, it's
we
been.
really need to do that.
It's been on there, and it's going to be expensive from that standpoint. And then the few things for the streets, we ended up purchasing or we decided to take out of the equipment fund the larger roller. So because we have the lay-down machine now, the asphalt machine now, so we did put that in the equipment fund, so we did purchase that. These other things are just things that would help, I guess, just make that, with the asphalt paver, just make it more robust and be able to do more in-house, more efficiently, I should say.
If we wanted to talk about possibly doing like a road bond package or something, how would that affect? It would affect what we have available for M&O, right?
Correct. Yes, because it would shift over to our INS.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So our debt would go up. So you'd want to wait till, I don't have the debt, till maybe, 2030 when some of your debt falls off, and then
Right.
you could, and then you'd just be the same as you have been for the last couple of years. So,
What do we do with Old Mill? If we were to do that, waiting till 2030, then what do we do with Old Mill between now and then? Just patch holes? Just kind of let it ride and then
yeah,
next road
because
bond?
that's going to be such a huge, because of the
big one.
drainage and the easements we'd have to get, and,
I mean, I'm guessing that's a couple $1,000,000 just for that road.
oh, easily. I
more.
think the last time we priced it with drainage was in the 8 million range.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's like our whole budget.
Yeah, that's why it's probably going to need to go in that bond, because I mean, I don't know if you've driven over there lately, but it would be, just because the properties are so close, and it's so small, so, I mean, from an engineering standpoint, and the drainage is terrible, so, as it sits now.
And you've got a bridge involved also.
Yes, actually, you have two, because you got the one closer down off of Bethel. So you've got two of those bridges, the one right past Westminster, and then the one closer to Bethel, so you've got two to deal with.
A lot of people have stopped using Old Mill and they go down Bethel to Roy Warren Extension. That doesn't mean we don't need to redo Old Mill, but
And not a one of them goes through that neighborhood, do they?
I want to let y'all comment on
And bring that up.
I live over there, so.
wish that crowd was back here.
Yeah.
This is based on, theoretically based on 101% tax
Collections,
collection.
yes.
What's the Ellis bankruptcy going to do to us on that?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, so,
Well,
um,
I'm
I
thinking
mean-
we're going to miss, it's going to be a while before we collect off of it, was my fear.
I don't believe so. I mean, I think, once the trustees get everything settled, they'll start working through those properties, whatever they are. So I don't think it'll be, I don't think it'll be 3 years, if that's what you're thinking.
well-
But, yeah, so, but, I don't know. I don't know that answer, Larry, to be honest with you, so. I don't know how many are his name have been sold. I don't know. I don't know any of those statistics, too, so I couldn't even take a guess.
Well, it's 100 million out of 3.3 billion, so roughly, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of,
100 million from,
what I've heard is the estimates are 100 million that's at risk there, so it's. a
That
small
he owes
percentage
back.
of Total TAP.
Right. And the worst case is we just don't collect all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know. We don't know how it's going to affect it, or what the decision will be. It might not be 100 million. They may settle. I don't know. So, who knows?
Well, that's the number.
Yeah.
That's the number I've heard. Anyway,
just was wondering what the impact on this would be, if we had any idea.
It's not going to impact anything until next budget year, because we've already, all the tax and everything else, you already reported from 2025, and I'm sorry, 2026. So I think we'd feel it in a year from now on those appraised, that's what I think, from that standpoint, so.
Thank you.
The only other question I had was on the timing of the. I know you just
The timing,
done in this,
yes, yeah.
but it's time.
Jeff, you want to talk about the annex roof, how bad it is?
It's not good.
That's from,
Okay.
Patches are
There's
failing.
water staining
Patches
across
is
ceilings
patches.
throughout
Yeah, we've patched it, we Band-Aided it pretty good.
I know it's been on there for a while, but
Yeah.
What type of roof is it?
Do you know what type of roof it is? Yeah, I'd have to look. I have a deal on my desk. I can get that to you though. So, I don't know off the top of my head.
What kind of roof would we go back with then? Because this one didn't work, so would we go back with a metal roof
Well, I mean-
or asphalt and gravel or?
It's since the end. I don't know when that roof was built, but it's hit its life. You know what I mean? It's made it this far. That's
Maybe
my
the original
point.
roof. I
So,
can't remember when that building was put up. It's been,
I don't know when the city took it over. I'd have to look back. I've got all that. We had a really good roofing company that did a report for us and told us, okay, it should be replaced then, based on the condition of it currently. So I've got a whole list of it. So we can get that to you. So that'd be easy to do.
thank you.
What she's asking us now is she's got the proposed budget and with a proposed tax rate to support that budget. And I guess she's asking for guidance about, do you want to put any of these things in that are red into the budget and how that might affect the tax rate? Or do you want to take any of the things out that she's included in the budget, how that will affect the tax rate? She needs some guidance tonight if she can.
Well, or y'all can take the rest of the 2 weeks, think about it, just
Do it next time?
be ready on September 8th. Yeah, you don't have to approve it till September 8th. So, but I'm just saying, if there's anything you want me to look at differently than what we've got before you, then we would hope that you guys would give us some time to look through those, or anything different on any of the budget line items, or anything that's been requested, anything like that. By no means I'm rushing you tonight. I'm just saying, like you said, Mayor, if you want us to put together a package, we'd like to put that together and then bring that to you September 8th. You know what I mean? If that's an idea that
Okay.
you want to bring forward.
That's fine with me, if it's okay with the council.
Were you thinking as a bond package or just as a grouping of the most important things?
No, I'm just taking some of the smaller items, maybe
Right.
$200,000 worth of items.
Okay.
See what they are, maybe
Supposed to,
maybe
we talked to
refurbing the
Stephen,
fire stations.
like bank
or-
financing, you know?
So on
items
the,
that-
on the pay-as-you-go fire truck funding, that amount, 355, is that based on an assumption of what we have to spend in the future? Is it committed, or is that just a guess? Or
No,
how, where do
it's-
we come up with that number?
It's based on the replacement for the future and what we have up next to be replaced. So, if that makes sense.
So
It's
if
not
we,
it's not a guess or an estimate. So I think we started out, Philip, a couple of years ago, I think at 200, and then we've upped it based on the timing, of the timing of when we need to replace the truck, and then how much we'd need to be able to either finance that future truck if we don't have enough in there, or to be able to pay cash for it, because they just keep getting more expensive.
right.
Because that's when we started out, it was only 200, so we've upped that to, I think we went to 300 and then 350, and then now we're at 355. And the timing of it too.
So when are we projecting to have to get the next truck?
There's Jeremy.
He's lurking right there.
You're back there, he's back there.
And
Anybody say fire
I can't
truck?
remember.
So
Yeah, I
we've
saw
got,
him
we
start
actually
peeping.
will be taking delivery of one pretty soon. And so when we first started doing this, probably back in, I think it was 2011, where we started, let's call it saving money for these trucks. We tried to time it where, once we got to 5 years, we had the money ready to spend. Now, with the expense of our platform truck, because it was quite a bit
It
more
was more,
expensive,
yeah.
and the delays we've had in manufacturing, it's almost turned into a lease payment anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we're doing now. So our strategy has kind of changed over the last few years, how we, I guess, save the money now. We've
We do
cut,
a down payment. on
we
that,
do a
so,
down
yeah,
payment,
do a
and then
down
we do
payment.
lease payments based on it. So it's a little bit different, I guess, program than when we first started.
And the prices
15 years
of
ago.
those, even just a normal pump truck has changed substantially.
Yeah, a great
since we
example.
started,
The first one that I spec'd was about 400,000, 450,000 is what it was, and now that same, it's easily doubled. But that was also 15 years ago, so, I mean, that's inflation. But, so that's, I don't know if that paints a little bit better picture for you.
so at 355,000, what are we saving for next?
another pumper. That basically meets our needs for our next pumper. So we're trying to rotate these through on a particular life cycle, which works for us now because we haven't expanded. We still have the same 4 stations that we had when, my entire career. The only thing that really drives it now is just inflation. As they get more expensive, we've had to add to it over the years a little bit.
So how
But it
often,
keeps us from having to pay, that 800,000 at one time, or
right,
900,000, or even
how often
me.
are we replacing these trucks?
On average, about every 5 years.
When are we due to replace the next truck?
The next one comes up, we've got a little bit of time between these two, but once again, you have to remember, we're using this $355,000 now as more of a lease payment. It's not,
Part
think
of it, part of it's a lease and then part of it
Yeah.
goes to savings.
a lot of it's for the lease, so it'd be hard to, if you're kind of thinking about taking it out, it'd be kind of hard to do right now because of the way we're using it as a lease payment.
So we're not buying them outright anymore.
Not right now. I'd like to get back to that, but we're not.
Because of mainly
Mainly because of the platform. The platform is a very, very expensive truck, and so it kind of threw that off. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm going to ask?
No, I don't.
Have we looked into any smaller apparatuses?
I should have known that. No, I mean, what we spec is kind of the standard for the U.S. And I mean, you've had some discussions about it, and it's just kind of the standard. It's what they build them for over here.
There's a lot of places that use a lot smaller apparatuses, and they don't have more fire deaths.
In U.S., I'd be interested to kind of see how they use it.
Yeah.
I've looked at kind of European model and what we've talked about, and I see how they use it. They usually have more trucks with less stuff on them,
Right.
and we're kind of a jack of all trades with our trucks. We try to carry as much as we can on one truck, and that way
Right.
we take it all with us.
There's implications to that trade-off, though.
For sure.
Expense of the platform being one of them.
Yeah.
Would you, are you,
Am I still going, Jeremy? I don't
No,
know.
I don't.
Keep going.
We've had these discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
would we ever consider, because expanding the lifetime of a platform, we ever consider having a smaller apparatus that was centrally located, that was specific to automobile accident response, instead of sending out the big truck from a certain station?
Well, and to kind of go along your thought process there, we do that now with medical calls. So we have a squad pickup that we had purchased at the same time that we have this platform that we run our medical calls out of. We don't run the motor vehicle calls out of it because of the equipment that we need on those wrecks. But to save wear and tear on that $1.65 million apparatus, we run medical calls out of a pickup truck,
Could you,
which
could
is
we ever
a
explore
large majority of our calls.
medical?
Yeah.
And then it's
Much more
motor
than-
vehicle, right?
Yep.
And then it's, where's fire at down that list?
Yep.
Way down there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I just wonder if you had a centrally located response team just specifically for motor vehicle.
Well, then your personnel costs are gonna, think about how much that's gonna cost in reoccurring personnel costs every year.
Well, if we, I'm thinking of future expansion process. If you added, or even maybe at the EOC there, I'm just thinking about exploring it in the future. Not
Yeah.
now, but would it?
Does it make sense what I told you about the EMS calls though? Because
Yeah.
it's exactly what we're doing with those EMS squads. Yeah, okay.
So which one did you refer to as the platform?
The one that's out the sports park, the big ladder.
The ladder truck?
Yeah, when I say platform, we call it a platform because it has not just the ladder, but on the end of the ladder, there's a platform. So, platform ladder.
Chief, you know how, if these updates need to be done on these fire stations, and I'm wondering if the 355 needs to go into the fire truck funding, if maybe some of that money could be used for the, just put in 300,000 and use some of that, or I don't know if all 355,000 need to be put towards that fire truck for whatever payments.
We could sit down and certainly look at that. I'm not comfortable making that call right this second. Yeah, the fire station updates,
And the body armor, again,
Yeah.
you know more than I,
Yeah.
how bad those are needed at the moment.
yeah, they need to be done, but can we go another year without doing them? Absolutely. I mean, if it was something that was, something awful that I thought had to be done, then I would present it that way. But I think one of the things that I've always heard from the citizens is how we let things go for so long, and then when it comes time to fix it, well, we just let it go for so long. So we're trying to stay ahead of that, and that's all it is. And we're kind of getting to the point where, just a good example, a lot of our kitchen countertops, they weren't expensive countertops. They were Formica countertops. Well, they're starting to wear through just from the daily use.
Mm-hmm.
They're just wearing through. I mean, that would be a good example of what I'm talking about when, they're not station's not falling down, but there's just a lot of wear and tear. So. You bet. And anytime if y'all have any questions, you want to come out and look at anything, please, the door's open, so thank y'all.
Thank you.
I really liked it that the street department cut their budget, $160,000, but then it scared me to death, because that's $160,000 not gonna go to potholes.
Well, you gotta think, go ahead.
But and so, going on what Jeremy just said about, Chief just said about putting things off, that's the problem here. I mean, previous administrations have put everything off, and now we're having to make it right, so that's,
They never catch up.
yeah.
Well, I think, Larry, more than anything, we cut that down just for the fact that we have the asphalt machine now, so we're doing a lot more of that in-house. Before, we put the asphalt machine in towards the end of the budget, so we really didn't know how that would affect us. And then now we've gotten through, we were through 8 months of the budget year now, so we kind of have an idea of what we can do in-house as opposed to, so I wouldn't say, we're just using less contractors for those potholes.
I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah.
But I've got a soft spot in my heart for that, the heated tack, that's hard to say, heated tack tank.
Tack tank.
And the skid steer, I think, is important, the attachment, the grinder. If I remember right, they were grinding it by hand. Using a hand grinder, literally grinding it by hand, and this way they'd have a machine do it. So,
Oh, you're talking about when Keith, when the traffic division, yes, that's correct.
yeah,
Mhm.
that was raised
Yeah,
concern about employee safety.
he's heating them by hand as opposed to with this machine. That's correct.
I consider that part to be very important.
I'll say, just because I'm thinking it, I think this is actually a pretty good division of what's important and what we can wait on. And not going over the no new revenue rate is important too, in my opinion. And not eating the fund balance anymore is also important. I feel like the constraints have kind of led us to this point.
Yeah. And I mean, I think I sent you guys the last sales tax. I mean, the last month the sales tax was really good. And that was without Cinemark. So we've got one more month in this budget year. So I think we'll make some headway there. And then I think our sales tax is going to be in better shape. Do I know that for a fact? No, because sales tax is behavioral. I don't know that. So
The taxes you collect for 2026, like 25, 26, our current fiscal year,
property tax or sales tax?
sales.
Okay.
Because you don't know what it's going to be yet. We're not done.
Right.
Property tax is a little more certain,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But you don't know for sure what sales tax will be at the close of 25, 26.
Correct.
If it comes in at say 105% of what we budgeted, how do we decide what to do with the 5%
Goes in the fund balance.
fund balance?
And then that fund, then this number gets a little bigger down here at the bottom.
Right.
So your starting fund balance starts a lot higher,
Right.
where ours started a little lower this year because our
Yeah.
revenues were.
And that could potentially
lower.
give us some flexibility during the fiscal year 26, 27,
Correct.
if that were to
Mhm,
happen.
Yeah, it could. I mean, if we've got, like, let's just say the first 4 months is just going crazy and we've got it, and it goes into our fund balance, then you've got that extra fund balance over your budget, what you budgeted.
Right,
And then council can decide what to do with it then if they wanted to. They don't have to wait till the next budget year.
right. So
you
we
know?
could go ahead and do the Old Mill study or something.
Yeah, or something that was left out, certainly
Right.
you could, yes.
Okay.
Okay, any further comments? Not.
I think we got everything, so we'll be ready, yep. Yep, I think we got everything we need for September 8th. And like, like Jeremy said, if there's anything in between now and then, call Ben Petty. Sorry, this Ben right
yeah.
here. Or myself, or any of the directors, just let us know. We're here to help you navigate through this budget, and it's your budget, so we want to make it, where it meets your goals. So, anything
very
between now
much.
and then.
To you and your staff, and to Ben for all the work you've done on this, so
All right, thank you.
always challenging. Okay, at this time, we'll
Yeah, I'll go ahead and save it.
go into executive session. We'll be back at 6 o'clock. Okay, I'll call this regular session of the Greenville City Council to order. Let the record reflect it's about 6:11. Sorry we're a little late, and I'd like to ask Pastor Moore from the Faith Outreach Church to come up and offer the invitation, please. Not here tonight? Okay.
Heavenly Father, we just come to you tonight, thanking you for all the things you have given to us. Thank you for guiding us how to make the right decisions for people that we serve. Lord, we just ask you to, we surrender everything on you, my Lord and Savior. Bless this service. Bless us to make the right decisions for the people that we serve. And that we do what is right. And Lord, we give everything we can to make sure things is right. And Lord, I ask you to bless everything that's going on tonight. Bless those outside, Lord, and bless those that's coming in. That it be a service that it be well done and well recognized by you, Father. This I pray in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and please be seated. We have one presentation tonight from the Lions Solar Car team. If they'd like to come in. Accept this. Why don't you circle around here if you can? My goodness. Hello. So, who would like to talk about this project just a little bit? The city is so proud of you and what you've accomplished. It's a national recognition. I have a proclamation to read, but I think the public would like to hear a little bit about it. So, who would like to? Okay, good. Tell us about it.
Yes, so we are a high school solar car team at Greenville High School. We have been working for the past few months on our car Aurora. We got Aurora back in December of 2025 and started working on it during last school year, getting it ready for the race this past summer. Got it. We fixed some problems that we had in Australia. Got some good testing in early July on the car. It started packing for the race, and then we left. The race went really, really good. We started about second. It was about 700 miles all around Texas. We went from Denton to Palestine, and then Palestine to Round Rock to Fredericksburg to San Angelo, and then San Angelo to Fort Stockton. So really, really fun race. Every day we finished first. We were really happy. We were cruising at about 60 miles an hour all day, and we hit 75 miles an hour. So really, really fun. It was a great race. So we won in the advanced division. So really, really fun race. The team did
So
great.
you'd race for one day and then you'd rest. And so how many days
Yes,
were you
sir.
racing? How many days?
Five days.
Okay.
We had
Yeah.
day 3 was kind of our like half rest day. We drove only about 70 miles, and then we got to display in downtown Fredericksburg. So really, really cool. The public got to come out and see the car.
So how many of you are, great, that's great. How many of you are Some of you going to be back next year?
Yes, us 3, we are seniors. Michaela is a junior, True is a sophomore. We had 12 members.
We had 3 graduate.
3 graduate, so yes.
Well, congratulations. We're very proud of you.
A junior.
So interesting.
True's a junior.
See, national recognition every year. Every year, I say you bring home the bacon, so it's crazy. So anyway, so I have this proclamation I'd like to read you guys. It's a certificate of recognition to the City Council of Greenville, Texas, that hereby does recognize the 2026 Solar Car Challenge Advanced Division National Champions. Whereas the Greenville High School Iron Line Solar Car Team has earned the title of 2026 Advanced Division Champions of the Solar Car Challenge, demonstrating exceptional innovation, teamwork, engineering, and determination. And where the Lions Iron Lines successfully completed a 650-mile multi-day endurance race across Texas, ending in Fort Stockton, in their advanced hand-built solar cruiser, Aurora. And whereas this outstanding accomplishment marks the team's 8th national championship in the Solar Car Challenge, continuing Greenville School's proud tradition of excellence in solar car design and competition. And whereas the students' dedication, creativity, perseverance, together with the guidance and support of their instructors, advisors, and family members and supporters, exemplify the very best of Greenville and with great pride in our community. Now, therefore, I, Jerry Ransom, Mayor, on behalf of the City Council and our citizens, do hereby recognize and congratulate you as the Irons Line Solar Car Team. Congratulations. We're very proud of you. Would anyone else like to say anything? Okay.
My name is Joel Pitts, one of the sponsors of the Solar Car Team. I want to say, and I said this last night at the school board meeting, there is no better place to do this type of program than Greenville, Texas. I mean, hands down. I've talked to other teams that do it other places. We have the best support in the United States for a program like this right here in Greenville.
And thank you. I don't know if do you want to get a picture? Do you want to do that? Okay. Amy wants to, so, yeah.
Yeah, try to do two, can we do two rows?
There we go. She was.
This way.
Okay, I will thank you for being here again and congratulations. I'll call your attention to two placeholders in the agenda. Citizens to be heard in public testimony. Citizens are invited to address the council on topics not already scheduled on the agenda or for public hearings, and public testimony is for items that are scheduled on the agenda tonight with ordinances item 7A. So if any of you would like to address the council, please present a citizen's comment card to the city secretary, and I'll just ask, are there citizens tonight?
We do. We have 3.
Okay.
So Jimmy Hamilton.
Thank you. My name is Jimmy Hamilton. I reside at 1105 Regent Lane. The matter I bring before the council tonight concerns a safety issue, and that would be the lack of lighting after dark at the Town South Shopping Center parking lot. Two of the businesses at that center that you would know would be Yin Jing and Planet Fitness. I have a membership at Planet Fitness, and by looking at it, you may be thinking that it hadn't done me much good. But if you're there after sunset, that entire parking lot is very, very dark at night. And I've watched members leave the building alone, heading for their vehicles, and it concerns me, them going out there, just how dark that is. I've counted 10 poles with light fixtures there with the lights on them on that large lot, and not one single one illuminates any kind of light at night. I've touched base with the city secretary, who provided me with a section of the city's ordinance dealing with lighting of private commercial parking lots, and it covers the standards, and it states that the purpose of the exterior lighting is, quote, to ensure safe movement and for security purposes. Now, in the case of the Town South parking lot, it may be that just there's a timer governing the on and off lights that needs to be repaired or replaced. I don't know, but I'm just here asking that the city take whatever action is necessary to get the property owner to get those lights on after dark, and get them, if they need to be retrofitted, with light that actually does some good out there. I wouldn't want a family member of mine leaving Planet Fitness or any of those other businesses in that center going to their vehicle alone after dark. and I don't think you would want that either. So, Mayor, thank you, council members, and Madam Secretary, thank you for the information you provided me.
Thank you, Mr. Hamilton.
Joy Strouling.
Joyce Stryling, 6404 Buena Vista Drive, Greenville. Thank Public Works, or whoever's doing the potholes. Lions Lair, for more than 2 years, has had a couple of them. The last one got filled within the last 10 days. So when you're coming out of off Monty Stratton or out of PJC, coming back towards the high school, there's no more dips and people crossing over into the other lane. So, thank you.
Thank you.
And Betty Mundy.
Good afternoon. Betty Mundy, 3414 West Marshall Street, Greenville, Texas. How many of you have ever heard that saying, heavy is the head that carries the... Oh, I'm sorry. Heavy is the head that carries the crown. Have y'all ever heard that before? It means that you guys have a job to do. In my opinion, you've done it well. You've had to endure criticisms. You've had people talk about you, and I'm retired. I'm 81, I'm retired. So I ride a lot. One of my favorite places to be early in the morning time is Brahms. I call it the gossip hub. So anyway, sometimes when I'm in there and people talk about, well, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. And so, sometimes I try not to say nothing, but it's kind of hard for me not to. And then I would say, well, I've never seen you at a meeting. Do you be hiding somewhere? So I'm speaking for myself. When I come down those steps, each time to come in here, I'm greeted outside by my kids, the police department. I call those my kids. I'm greeted, hey, Miss Betty, how you doing? We're glad to see you. We're glad to know that you're doing better. That makes me feel good because they're very respectful. Very respectful. And then I come in here and you guys are very respectful. So what I'm going to say is you might not always agree with each other, but when you come out of that room, you present a united front, and that makes me feel good because in my opinion you're doing a good job. So you might not, I know you're not in this position for praises or for accolades or whatever. You're doing your job from Carla around to I am had much dealing with you, but anyway. And I just want to let you know that you've done well. You've done well. I was skeptical at first about you, and I told you that, but you've done well. And I play for a Baptist church, a Black Baptist church. So, long time ago, we did a song that says, "Give me my flowers while I yet live, so that I can see the beauty that it brings." And then the next part of this song says, "Speak kind words to me while I can hear them, so that I can feel the comfort that it brings." So smell the flowers, feel the comfort. But I just want to let you guys know I'm pleased with the job that you're doing. So just keep your heads up, keep your butts covered, but most of all keep your heads up and just continue to do what you're doing. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Betty.
Miss Monday, what time do we need to come to Brahms?
Real early morning.
Okay.
We go to Brahms, then we go across the street to Whataburger.
Okay.
To the other gossip.
Okay.
Yeah, but y'all come sometime.
Are there other citizens? Okay. Okay, item 7A will be postponed tonight on your agenda, so we'll move right on to resolutions. And item 8A is consideration action on a resolution approving the 2027 annual work plan for the Greenville Board of Development. Greg?
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Greg Sells, Greenville Board of Development. In your packet, what you have before you is the plan of work that this board approved at our August 13th meeting. We want to recognize the great work of our chairman, Holly Gray, who's here tonight. Also, Frank Stevenson, our secretary-treasurer, right here, as well as our other board members, Sean Franklin, Barry Gluck, Blake Taylor, Keith Ozarowski, and Craig Drigger. So thank you for your appointing them to our board. They've done a great job. And we also want to recognize our staff, John Dixon, and Eric Alicio for the work they do at our offices. I'm not going to go through all this thing. We're just going to hit the high notes, but we keep in mind, our board keeps in mind that one of the most important efforts that we need to do in our office is business retention. So we need to keep what we have, and so we work real hard. John, that's part of his programming, our BREP programming of staying in touch with our industries and letting those facility managers know who we are. If they have a problem, they can call us. We can get the help they need, whatever it may be. And we always try to maintain a close relationship with our existing employers, because you don't want to be the last to know something's going on, so you want to be the first to know so you can try to fix it for them. So we keep that at top of mind, and that's what all that talks about there. And then our industrial districts, that's where majority of our funds go. Our 4A funds goes into the industrial development districts, and we really try to pay attention to what needs to be done in those areas. Regarding really the DGNO Railroad and the NETEX Railroad, serving our industrial customers who are very vital to us, and also the CPKC Railroad that comes in to the north, that's bringing goods to Greenville. Public infrastructure, we have a note in here that, should there be, that we've partnered with the city before, Summers office, and the staff to do road construction, water, sewer, things like that. So we have outlined that we have the ability to do that where needed. Also, the key project developments we want to focus on are certainly targeted markets with our current industry. That packaging, we do a lot of packaging here with the current companies that are here. As you saw on the front cover, Orbis, Sabert, and SPR are all basically packaging top product companies. They also make other things like totes, and also food packaging materials and agricultural goods. It's been a great run, the last few years for sure for us industrial, and we probably need some catch up to do. Every city has a certain number of resources that you can, take a piece of to grow your industrial district. And so all those resources are everything to do with our infrastructure: water, sewer, power, gas, all those things we talk about. So we need some catch up to do. We've been real successful. You've been real successful at our projects, and so now we need some catch up time. So not every project going forward can we serve with the resources they require. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of demand, especially for power. You wouldn't believe how many industrial companies today, we're starting out, we want one gigawatt of power starting out. Good gosh, that's just huge. So we pick and choose the things that we can actually perform on, and we submit, and hopefully we win those. Other things, marketing-wise, we certainly have a great relationship with the governor's office. The governor's office sends us leads periodically. We work with them. They have different facets, different areas of the governor's office that work different industries. Aviation has been one that's kind of ticked up, aerospace and defense. We're working on a couple of things related to that. But certainly the broker network of Dallas brings projects to town, as well as just direct company contacts. So, but mainly site selectors who are third-party consultants look for sites through the governor's office, and then also through real estate brokers to our office. And then we follow up with one of the most important things of this plan of work is our professional development and fiscal accountability to the citizens. So all the things you read here talking about the training of our staff, the training of our board, through its sales tax training, through its Public Funds Investment Act training, we make sure our board goes every 2 years for both of those types of training, so that when they receive the public funds, that they know how to invest those funds or use those funds for our benefit. On the back, you'll see we kind of have a general site plan. This is a concept plan you've seen before on the industrial sector, mainly the industrial sector of Greenville, and how we would like that to develop. Some of that is in the county. It's not in the city limits, so we can't zone it. But I do want to comment that this is the 85th anniversary this year of the Board of Development. So since 1941, what great accolades for the Board of Development here of all the work it's done in 85 years. So that's what the board approved, and here to answer any questions, Mayor.
Any questions? not, what is the pleasure of the council regarding this item 8A? Well, let me ask, is there any public testimony? I assume there's no public testimony, okay. What is the pleasure? of the
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, please vote. And it is adopted unanimously. Item 8B, consideration action on a resolution approving the fiscal 2026-2027 budget for the Greenville Board of Development.
All right, thank you.
For Economic Development Corporation.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Council Mayor, thank you. Talking about the budget now, this is before you for approval. The board did approve our budget August 13th. The next step is for council approval going into next year's fiscal year starting October 1st. One thing that we're really proud to announce is we have reached a level of cash balance that we've never seen before. $5,243,954. That's a lot of work by this board, especially when you're a 1/8 cent city. Majority of the cities in the state of Texas are a half cent they collect for their economic development purposes. So we've been able to do the things we've done, all the projects, all those things at the same time, building up our 4A fund. So we've been really frugal and trying to be as conservative as possible. So we're real proud of that. Also, we invested 2 years ago $2 million with the city in the Tex Pool Fund, and we have received about $200,011 over the last 2 years out of that fund, which has been a really good fund for us to grow your money. So we're real proud of that. Our Juice Electric, we're guessing we're with the city on this. We get the numbers from Ben, and 600,000 basically. We're trying to be conservative on the revenue side on Juice Electric, and then the 4A we think we're going to collect probably in the 4A about 1.134 million this year. We've backed that off to $1 million. So we've been conservative on the sales tax, thinking, we want to be under that. The board did approve a match increases for the staff salaries to match the city, whatever you approve, as well as one merit raise for one staff member and one of my assistants. As you know, what's in the budget here is we did a project with the Chamber of Commerce. If you've not been over to the Chamber's new offices, we get so many compliments, great compliments on that space. If you haven't been in there, go in there. It is a top of the line space. I mean, when you look at the crown jewels now, today that Greenville has, we have a lot of them, and this one now is in that category. It's a beautiful Chamber of Commerce space, and their membership has grown since then. So a lot of good things going to happen there. It's a way for also the Board of Development to support our local small business community, because so many times we're helping out the big guys, the big companies, and things like that. And this is a great place to help small business if we can. Also, in the budget, you'll see we've got major money set aside for land improvements. We have to go in and do any type of land improvement on the lands that we own. And also, we have money in here for road, water, and sewer projects, should we have to do that in industrial parks. And then we have the Bob Wills Fiddle Festival event for November 6th and 7th that our board continues to do for the 12th year in downtown to support our downtown economic development tourism, and we have some money in there for that, as well as other things tourism-wise in downtown out of the Board of Development funds. Workforce training and PJC. Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Ransom led this work with PJC on a new what's called Dragon Promise program. It's a scholarship program for local Greenville students, and you either in Greenville High School or Greenville High School, the private schools, any homeschool. If you're being educated here in Greenville and you graduate within a Greenville school, there's scholarships there for you to go to Paris Junior College. So all you have to do is make an application. It's for everybody. Make application to Paris Junior College, and it's called the PJC Dragon Promise Program. We're funding it. The board approved that. Thank you, Mayor, for leading that with the PJC. Great program. We also have some monies in here that we dedicated to American Cotton Museum. They sought to have their sign improved. It's very dismal out there on the interstate. It's part of our tourism of our city, as well as, a landmark. It's a landmark in the history world of America. And, they sought to ask us for help. The board saw that it was good, that we should help them. So, Mayor, the ending cash balance here, we're going to end at 3.741. We don't always spend it. This is our estimates. We don't spend all this, but it's the budget we proposed to you. I'll take any questions.
Any questions? Okay, questions? What's the pleasure of the council regarding this item? 8B.
I move we adopt.
Second.
And it passes unanimously, and thank you, Greg, for you and your board and all the work you do.
Thank you, Mayor, and all the council for all the work you do to help us do what we do. And I got one more thing, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure.
Bob Landon called me today. Do y'all know Bob Landon? Little winery here in town. 2009, 2010, I came in 2011. 2009, 2010, the board did and as well as the city. It was a city project and a board project. They did some tax abatements for him to get him to town, to grow, to build his wine business here and create his manufacturing. He manufactures wine in our city in downtown. He's one of the largest in the state of Texas. And let me tell you, he called me today. And I was actually at the chamber board meeting, and I couldn't take his call, but here's a message he left me. He said, Greg, I just want to let you know, Fox Nation is doing a 25-minute special just on the Landon Winery in Greenville, Texas. So this is straight out of New York City. They flew in about 3 weeks ago. We went out to the vineyard in West Texas, did a couple of days filming out there. They're coming in today. Today, the producers are going through a walkthrough of the winery, get everything all laid out, what they're going to do. Then tomorrow, they're going to film the winery in Greenville, Texas. It's pretty cool. We sold them 50,000 bottles or something like that to their wine club. They chose 9 wineries in the United States, but they said that these were the best wines they could find, and all were American, and we were one of them. And so they're coming to do a special about us. They're doing all the different wineries all across the country. So anybody gives you a heads up, it should air in November sometime, something like that. But he says, but I thought you'd think it'd be pretty cool to be talking about Greenville, Texas on national TV. Now, how about that? That's the icing on the cake. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Greg. Thank you. Okay, item 8HC, consideration action on a resolution authorizing release of retainage and final payment to Crossland Construction with the amount of $718,300 related to the Emergency Operations Center. Jeremy?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. This is really pretty simple. We're done with our general contractor, Crossland Construction, and we're ready to release the retainage on the building. We've got a few things that were our responsibility to do, but for the most part, as most of you've seen, we're pretty much done. And once again, I'll say it again, I'm super thankful. Never thought I'd see it in my career, and I really, really do appreciate it. On behalf of the whole department, I hope y'all know how much it means to us. So,
it's a beautiful facility. If you haven't been out there, anybody need to see it. So, any questions?
Did you ever find the owner of those ribs?
The what?
The ribs that y'all posted on social media? Somebody left behind?
I don't guess I saw that one. Sylvia must have posted that one.
Okay.
Okay, no. I didn't see that one.
I've never known a fireman to leave a rib behind.
Yeah,
so.
I guarantee if I was there, I wouldn't have left it behind.
Any questions regarding this item? Okay, if not, is there a motion? Okay,
Second.
please vote. C passes unanimously. Item
Thank you.
8D, consideration action on a resolution authorizing a lease agreement with Hunt Memorial Hospital District, DBA Hunt Regional Healthcare for tenant space within the Greenville Sports Park Center. Brett?
Yeah, Mayor, Council, good evening. So this is concerning the 5,039 square feet that we have at the very front of the Sports Park Center. So we did pay through a change order to build that out, and you can kind of see images of that space. And so what we've worked out with Hunt Regional is a 10-year lease, initial 10-year lease, that would essentially yield about $14,277.17 per month. So that's about $34 a square foot. And then be evaluated annually on utilities, which they would pay 2% of utilities. And so the matrix for figuring that out is pretty complicated over my understanding, Erath County math. So, but we were able to come up with a number that they were happy with, that we were happy with, and then we'll be able to evaluate that annually. And we do have an escalator in there of 3% annual above the base from the previous year. So be more than happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Again, some great work out there, Brett.
Thanks, sir.
For bringing this to us. What's the pleasure of the council regarding this item?
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
And it passes unanimously. Item 8E, consider and take action on a resolution establishing a reasonable time limit pursuant to Government Code 55.2.275 on the amount of personal time city staff will spend producing public information for inspection or duplication, or providing copies of public information to an individual requester within a 12-month period without recovery of costs attributable to that personal time, and establishing procedures for tracking, notice, and cost recovery consistent with that item, consistent with 55.2.275.
All right, this basically in a nutshell, city staff has been overloaded with public information requests lately, especially those generated by AI. The number of those have increased by almost double since last year. And this is a procedure that's already built into the law, into the Public Information Act. And basically, if the city council adopts this resolution, it adopts a set of rules that go into place where anybody who has access to public information right now, which is basically everybody besides people who are incarcerated, still has access to it. But if they go through 36 hours of personnel time, then they no longer get that for free. They have to pay for that personnel time as long as the city keeps up with it over the course of that year and tells them how much they've spent in personnel time up to that point. 36 hours is more than probably 99% of requesters I've ever filled. I've filled way over 10,000 of these over the past 20 years. 36 hours is enough to fill pretty much everything besides repeated AI requests. So that's what the law allows the city to target to be a tax savings to the rest of the citizens of this city. And our suggestion at the city attorney's office would be to approve this resolution. And if you do, the enforcement of that won't start until tomorrow. And so even people who've had hundreds of hours of personnel time so far this year, and there are many of them, that wouldn't start applying until after the new requests started being counted.
Just to make sure I understand that, saying that any requests retroactive tomorrow would fall under the old rule. They receive any requests, new request after this is, if passed, place would be effective.
It's not the request, it is the time spent. And so any time spent up until the moment of this adoption wouldn't count against those rules. But some of those requests are, all the requests have to be filled within 10 business days. So to the effect that, or to the extent that it impacts anything that is already part of a live request, it would be just those that came in over the past 2 weeks. But I'll tell you from those, of the frequent requesters that are clearly AI-generated requests, there were 35 brand-new ones just yesterday, almost all from those same addresses. And so unless, with the way that this is written, if more time was expended on those starting tomorrow, even though they came in today or earlier, that would count. You can, as the council, change that and say that no request that came in before midnight today, that counts. I wouldn't recommend that since that we may get 400 requests in between now and midnight if you adopt this.
Any other questions?
Well, this will go into effect, if we adopt it, it'll go into effect immediately.
That's right. That's the way that it's written. You can set it to go into effect at a later time, but at this point, it's not going to have any difference except on those requesters that are sending 5 and 10 and 15 requests a day.
Any other questions? If not, is there a motion regarding this item 8E?
Make a motion, we
Second.
And it is unanimously approved. Do you have item 9A, city council minutes are before you? Anything on the consent calendar? Is there a motion regarding the consent calendar?
Motion to approve?
Second. And that item passes unanimously, and so now we have city council, city staff reports.
Thank you, Mayor. This will be for the month of July. Number of utility cuts by those contractors went up from 10 in June to 16 in July. Pothole repairs in the month of July were 128, and those were in-house repairs. Street sweeping miles went down from 458 to 274. The mowed areas were mowed at 90%. Intersections cleared went from 11 to 13. The same amount of signs that were replaced in June were also replaced in July at 70. Building permits went down from 28 to 14. And then COs issued went from 26 to 18, but I did want to note that in July, that includes a CO for the 267-unit apartment complex Aspire and also a 9-unit townhome as well. So just keep that in mind. Those just counted as, both of those counted as one. 412 traffic citations were issued in the month of July. And then from a utility standpoint, the 36-inch outlet is complete. We're waiting on the fencing to be installed so that we can start that up for safety reasons there. The VFDs are waiting on an install date for the transformers from FEC. The AMI meter project is going great. There are less than 900 meters left to change out. This includes all the 2-inch meters, so they're averaging about 180 meter installations per day. The Ridgecrest line and the dual backfeed line have started construction. I don't know if you've noticed clearing in those areas, but MH Civil is working on the clearing of those areas. The Highway 66 24-inch line to Cattle Mills is designed at about 60%. We're working on easements, working through those on a day-to-day basis. So you'll be seeing some of those coming back to you pretty soon. Let's see, FEMA is moving forward on the water treatment plant, the South Water Treatment Plant. Just a process waiting on that, so we're just waiting on the regulatory agencies on those, be able to get started on that. So the sewer trunk mains and the treated water mains, the clearing has begun on all those. The industrial park project, they are starting dirt work again. There's a lot of dirt moving out of there. We're relocating that dirt to the airport for future development purposes out at the airport, if you've noticed that. So there's some big mounds of dirt in both of those places. And then we're still looking at the O'Neill Street Bridge to see what can be done, the drainage there, because that's an issue. We did finally get the sewer line relocated. MH was able to get that done for us. So other than that, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, there are no boards and commission minutes, and at this time, we'll go back into executive session. We do not, Daniel, expect a vote coming out of executive session. Thank you for being here tonight. regular session from executive session, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate it.